Welcome back to the shooting channel, and today we're going to show you how a side-by-side shoots a little bit different to an over and under. Apart from the obvious, where you've got the barrels are side-by-side, not over and under. A general side-by-side, I've got an AYA number 1 there, and generally AYAs are higher in the comb, but generally side-by-sides are a lot lighter because they're mainly made for game shooting, and they're a lot more slicker. They handle a lot more delicately, so when you shoot them, you don't throw them all over the place. So when you shoot an out-and-out clay busters over and under, it's quite heavy, it's higher in the comb, you put it where you want to put it and it breaks the clay. Whereas with an over and under, it's a lot more nicer to shoot. So I always tend to put it towards, the way I look at side-by-sides and over and unders is, you've got your everyday car, which is a BMW, Mercedes, Ford, Vauxhall, that sort of thing. And then you've got your sports cars. So you've got your Morgans, you've got your Jaguar sports car, XJS, that sort of thing. You've got your Aston Martins. And I would say a side-by-side is like driving a Morgan. It's a classic car, it's a classic gun. So it's something that you take out on high days and holidays, and you shoot because they're an enjoyment thing to shoot. You shoot because you enjoy them. And a lot of customers that I've seen, a lot of clients that I've spoken to lately, they tend to buy themselves a nice over and under for their everyday use, and then they tend to buy themselves a nice side-by-side for their nice going out weekend gun. And they're not going to go out and win and compete at a high level and win Olympic gold medal with a side-by-side. But they're going to go out and they're going to enjoy it, and it's something that puts a smile on your face. Like driving a Morgan, or like driving an Aston Martin or a Ferrari, you go out and it puts a smile on your face. And that is really what a side-by-side is all about, is it's there to enjoy it. 90% of side-by-sides are hand engraved. So this particular one I've got is a hand detachable locks. They're all side lock. So a side lock is where the lock comes into the action there. A box lock is just within the box. They're delicate, they're lower profile in the action. Generally they're a little bit flatter in the comb. Now the biggest thing that you need to remember is when you mount that gun, a lot of people with an over and under, you mount that gun and the gun is there. And the gun is into your cheek there. With a side-by-side, you need to touch that cheek. So you don't ram it down onto your cheek, you touch it there. So if I put it into the camera, so it's not there, it's not rammed in my shoulder and head there, it's there. And that is why, the reason why you do that is because you can see over the rib there. So my head is still touching the gun, but it's not rammed down like that. So I'm just going to go into and I'm going to show you on a couple of basic driven targets how I would mount the gun and how my whole body position is really exceeded on when I mount the gun on a side-by-side. So if I put my earphones on, and this time, thanks to Fiocchi, I'm going to use my Fiocchi F Blues. So, the target that I'm going to shoot to start with is a nice basic driven target, which is a basic driven pheasant. Pull. So, the biggest thing you need to remember is a lot of side-by-sides, unless you pay a lot of money for them, they are double trigger. Now a lot of people think, oh, double trigger, I'm never going to forget to take my trigger off the first trigger and put it to the second one. But actually you do. once you've used it a few times, your finger just automatically goes from there to there, from there to there. So it's not actually as hard as what people think. So I'm going to shoot this basic driven target. So gun there, close my gun to my line of view, pull, 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 so as you look, I didn't ram my head down onto that stock. So I let the clay come out, I mounted my gun, I went out in front of it, and if you look at my whole body position, it angles like that. So, and I try and keep my weight forward for my head to stay there. So I don't go like that, because my head automatically comes off the wood. I go like that, and I touch my cheek there, bang, and that's my body position there. So again, if I just shoot one when you've got the camera on the side, so if I just shoot a pair, so I'm going to shoot one, then one, and just watch my head and watch my body position of how I shoot that gun. Pull, pull. So if you look at the way I move my finger, it just automatically goes to there, from there to there. And all I do is I mount that gun, and my head is, that's called the comb, just like over and under, and my head is 3 fingers away from my comb. So the biggest people's mistake is they try and put their head there, when your head should be there, 3 fingers away from that comb. And that, otherwise this happens, that happens, not that. So it's about getting your head up that wood. So again, pull, pull, and look, take note to how I'm holding that gun. So I'm not wrapping my fingers round there because you can't see it. So I'm just holding it nice and delicately there. So my hands touch the forend there. So again, the forend's quite small there and they're quite delicate. But it doesn't mean you have to wrap your hand there. It's nice and delicate there, there. And again, I would recommend when you're shooting a side-by-side is don't shoot cannon shell cartridges. So I'm shooting just the Fiocchi little F-Blues 24 gram cartridges. You don't need to cannon. So if you shoot something really heavy, the gun will just really recoil back. So nice little soft cartridge, hold the cartridge gently, push it away, there. So it's there, pull, pull. So the whole gun mounting is just literally very delicate, pull, touch my cheek, touch my cheek. So I close my gun up there, I'm holding my gun there, my weight is forward, my whole body strength is forward. Pull, pull. And that is really the best way of shooting that side by side. The last thing you want to do is ram that gun into your shoulder when you're shooting a side by side. It's there, and the whole thing is delicate, and the whole thing goes up like that. So if you look at my whole body, my weight is forward there. I hope you enjoyed that film. For any information about how to shoot this side by side, please comment below. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.